Hello, everybody. Hi, y'all. This is Cheryl Abram, and you are with Person Centered Cyber. Welcome. Okay, so let me tell y'all, I decided to do this topic because it's really crazy. So I was recently informed, okay, that hold on, let me go to my comments thing here. So I had a job previous, I had many jobs previous to the one I have now, right? But one of the ones that I had previous to this one, somebody that I work with, that I used to work with, one of my colleagues, told me that she, through things that were going on, was able to see what our positions were worth, like what the prime contractor was being paid for our positions. Ciao. She said, listen, the position that I was in, now this is when I first got into cybersecurity. When I first got in, okay, the position that I was in was $225 an hour, okay, which is $450,000 a year and $37,500 per month. I wasn't nowhere close to that. Not even close. You understand? Not even close. She read me the title. I was like, what? Oh my God. So I mean, I get it. I know that if you're working for a contractor, with a federal agency, of course they're not going to pay you the whole thing. I mean, they got to get paid too. They got other stuff to pay for and all that. But oh my goodness, I mean, the disparity of it all. It's the disparity for me. Okay. Anyway, so I said, you know what? First of all, I'm worth way more than that. 225. Okay, that's chump change. All right. Now, but what I wanted to do was, what I realized is there are a lot of people trying to get into cybersecurity and will really take anything, will take absolutely anything they can get, just to get their foot in the door. And I get that. I absolutely 100% get that, But okay, now your foot's in the door. Okay, so now what? Right? We don't want to be out here, spending our time, which is a currency you will not get back. All right. You don't want to be spending your time and your labor, okay, doing work that is worth so much more than what you're being paid. Okay. And so we have to be able to look out for ourselves and not just depend on, the hiring manager, the contractor, the federal agency, whomever, right? To really pay you what you're worth. Because they're not looking at that. They just need warm bodies. They need somebody to sit here and do something. Okay. And if you'll do it for this, for what we're willing to pay you, then they're gonna let you do it. Ain't nobody gonna say, oh, no, 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 no. Don't do all that wonderful work for this little amount of pay. Please, hold back a little bit because we're not paying you for that. Who gonna tell you that? Ain't nobody gonna tell you that. So we have to really look out for ourselves. All right. Now, so what I want to start with though, because I was a federal employee for 16 years and now I'm a contractor. Okay. So I see both sides of this. And I don't know, that whole culture, the whole relationship between feds and contractors is really weird. Like I didn't experience as a Fed working with contractors, I did not experience or see them that way. But working on this side as a contractor, like I'm a lot more I don't know, what's the word? Aware that I am working with federal employees, and it was not that way. It's like I didn't even know who was a Fed, who was a contractor, because it didn't matter. Like it really didn't matter. It wasn't that important. Okay. Are you here on this project? Are you working with me? Okay, let's go. Okay, let's do this. That's how it was when I was a Fed, but now here it's just there's such a fear almost of federal employees. And I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, I'm like, why? You know, it's, I don't know, child. It's like they're walking on eggshells or something around feds. For what? For what? Like, do you know who these people are? Like, seriously. Anyway, so I want to start with, what are the signs that you are not cut out to be in cybersecurity? The way things are run right now, if you can't handle some particular things, you're going to have to find something else, okay? Because you're not going to make it. You're just not. You're not going to make it. Now, I'm speaking primarily from an individual working in a federal organization, because that's where I work, okay? Now, I do have some side gigs where I'm working with, you know, private organizations, but the majority of my time is with feds, okay, and contract personnel. So that's the perspective from which I am speaking, all right? So let's go through that really quickly before we get to what your skills are and how you're going to get paid for those, okay? So first of all, I'm going to throw a couple banners up here. Signs that you're not cut out for a cybersecurity job, not cut out, okay? Here we go. You don't like change and you don't like learning, okay? If this is you, you need to go look somewhere else. Okay, you really do. Especially if you work in, like, you know, in a SOC or something, you're gonna have to go somewhere, all right? Because this is your day is filled with this, right? And it's not, I'm not just talking about technical learning, because you do need to do that. You got to keep up on your technical skills, okay? But you need to learn people's personalities. You need to learn how this person is in the morning versus how they are in the afternoon. You need to learn how they use these tools. I know what the Splunk folks taught you, okay? But they don't do it like that over here. That ain't even turned on, okay? You really are gonna have to learn new things, like on the fly, all right? And you absolutely, absolutely have to be able to deal with change, okay? Especially because people come in and out all the time, okay, in organizations. You know, they all the time, especially in this field, okay? So if you don't like these two things, then I'm, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Next one. You don't work well under pressure. If you don't work well under pressure and you can't take it, all right, you're not going to do well. You're not going to do well in this profession, okay? And one of the things that I have noticed is that, and the regulation is, I mean, you could choke on it, okay? If regulation was a meal, they'd be stuffing stuff down. You wouldn't even have time to breathe, okay? Because they just stuffing the regs. This Doden says that, DOD says that, the president just came out with an EO, you know, NIST got you doing this, the RMF say, I mean, it's all over the place. Okay, you are going to be under some damn pressure, okay? But you're going to have to learn. For the last one, okay, learn how to manage that. You know, learn how to manage that. Hi, Ghetto Geek 414. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, so you're going to have to manage that. All right. Now, what's the next one? Again, we're talking about signs that you are not cut out for a cybersecurity job. All right, before we get to these skills, because ain't no use of going over the skills if you can't hack all this other stuff. Okay. All right, let's see. What's the next one? You can't keep your cool. Oh, and that should be can't. You can't tolerate executive indifference. We have all, I'm certain that everybody looking at me now, you know, who are looking at the replay, have dealt with people who get on your damn nerves. I know you have, okay? And I understand, I get it. But you're gonna have to be able to keep your cool, all right? You're gonna have to be able to look at them as they're calling you all kinds of stuff, as they're talking down to you, like you're a child, okay? And you're just gonna have to keep it together, all right? Even if you gotta go outside, you know, take a walk, sing a song in your head while they're talking to you, okay? Refraining from responding when they send you that email, all right, that makes it sound like they think they're talking to an 8-year-old, okay? Don't respond. Get your hands off them keys, okay? Get your hands off and go somewhere and cool down, all right? You're gonna have to be able to keep your cool. And executives, I mean, you know, they got a lot of stuff happening. They got a lot. I know that as security people, our job is security, all right? But that's not their job. Their job ain't security. It's whatever the hell, you know, they're doing. You know, if they run a kitchen or a restaurant, or, you know, is a sex shop, you know, whatever. That's their job, okay? And, you know, security is why you're there, right? To help them to understand that this is also part of the business, okay? But you're gonna have to, but everybody's not there, and everybody ain't trying to be there, okay? So dealing with executive, you know, inability to really get it, you know, is going to be something you're going to have to tolerate. And hopefully, if you can influence well enough, you know, bring their attention, you know, to what's really important. Okay. So the last one I want to go over, and again, we're talking about signs that you are not cut out for a cybersecurity job, and that should be you cannot tolerate. Okay, not you can. You can't accept responsibility when it is not your fault. Can I get an amen out there? How many of you out there, hey, Professor Black Ops, I want all the pressure and all the digital smoke. That is when I make my money. All right now, you want all the digital smoke. I love it. I love that. What about this, Professor Black Ops? Okay. Now, especially when you're working with federal employees. I was a Fed, okay? I saw all that stuff they be doing, okay? You know that we get raises every year. You know, what the hell they call that? A step. You know, you get the next step of whatever GS level you are, okay? Everybody get that. So you find yourself being supervised by a GS 14, you know, who knows as much as you knew when you were 14, okay? Not a GS 14, 14 years old, okay? And you're being supervised by somebody like that, okay? Who has, you know, minimal technical knowledge and almost zero emotional intelligence, all right? So now when something happens, you know, it's not their fault. It's not their fault, okay? That's the security person's responsibility. Now, you know damn well, and they know damn well too, okay? Everybody knows, all right? But you're gonna have to be able to go ahead and take it, okay? Just, you know, take it on the chin, take one for the team, do whatever you gotta do, all right? Knowing that it's not your fault, all right? Sometimes you're just gonna have to do that, all right? If you wanna keep your job, okay? And again, I'm talking about federal, I don't, you know, private sector might be totally different. Oh, hi, Helmet Chili Gaming. Hi, UFO. Yeah, so, you know, that's just the reality of things a lot of times, all right? Many times we're gonna have to tolerate these things, which is why, and these skills are going to be so important, all right? CISSP ain't gonna help you when you're dealing with an a-hole. It's just not. It's not, okay? The fact that you got the highest score on the OSCP, you know, isn't gonna do much, right? When it comes to executives not trying to hear you, all right? Some other things have to kick in at that point, all right? We got to have the technical. We need that, but that'll get you there. But what's going to keep you there and keep you rising, okay? What's going to do that? You know, now let's talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to go through, what is this, like 8 skills? So I'm going to go through some skills. Some of these you're probably going to be surprised about. And then I'm going to show you where you can go to see if you have them. Okay. You know, to take a little mini assessment, it's free, all that, to see it, what you got, okay, and what you think you need. And then we're going to go to some tools to help you see, for the skills you have, okay, how much should you be getting paid for that right now, okay? All right, so let's get to these. Let's get to these skills. I wanted to bring them up on the screen, but I didn't have time like I did with these. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, let me take that down. Can I do this? All right, let me just do this. Y'all can, because it'll be better for you to see it this way. All right, I'm going to put up 2 at a time, okay? Here we go. First 2 skills. Marketing and sales. Now you're probably like, what the hell marketing and sales got to do? I'm a network engineer, okay? I'm a software developer. All right, what the hell that got to do with anything? Now it's about the skills, marketing skills. All right. Now marketing and sales are 2 different things. Just think of marketing as what is it? Marketing is like pull. You're trying to get people in, and sales is like push. All right, and many times like one-on-one or something like that. Okay, marketing is pull, sales is push. All right. You definitely want to be able to sell what you're doing. I don't care what it is. Okay, I write policy. I create memos. I do cybersecurity awareness posters, all that stuff. Okay, I have to, and I'm talking to an audience. I need to be able to sell some stuff. Okay, to be able to influence the people that I'm talking to do something. All right, you too. If you're working in the SOC, if you're a pen tester and you're writing your report after you do the work, you know, you're a part of a red team, you guys have just done all the stuff you're doing. You have to be able, you don't want to just do stuff just to say you did something, right? Aren't you doing something so that somebody else can do something with what you've done? You know, we want to motivate, influence people to act, to take the next step. Okay, I did this. I ran this thing. I did this Splunk, you know, report. I presented it to you, to the executives. I'm telling you what is going on here. I want you to be able to take that information and make some kind of decision with it. Okay. You're going to need marketing and sales kinds of skills to be able to do that. It's more than just reading what you put on the PowerPoint slide. Okay. It's about presenting it in a way that they see the importance of it. My public speaking coach, okay, one of the first exercise he had me do was to go on YouTube, online, wherever I could find it, okay, even if it's somebody new in person, to find the most influential speakers, okay? People who got in front of a crowd and just moved them. You understand me? Just moved them. Well, I did that, okay? And the thing about those speakers is that you can be a person who speaks well in front of a crowd, like a TED Talk type person or whatever, you know. Oh, that was nice. You clap. It was a really great speech. And then you go home and you go on about your business, okay? Then you have those speakers who will actually influence people to do something. They won't tell you to do something. They won't say, go out and do this, that, and the other thing, whatever. No. But they speak so well that it moves you, like it actually moves you to do something, you know? That's the kind of skill I'm talking about here, all right? You ain't got to be some great orator. I'm not talking about that. However, you need to be able to package your Splunk reports, package your pen testing reports in a way that influences. These people feel it. When they're reading this thing, they feel what you're saying and they're like, okay, we got to do something. And it ain't got to be like an emergency or anything like that. You know what I mean? So these skills are very important. They're very, very important. And in every, I don't care if you're the damn janitor in the building, okay? You want to influence people to pick their shit up if they drop it on the floor, all right? You need some marketing and sales skills. First stream here with Cheryl. I've been catching the pre-records and enjoying your content, dedication, and insight. Oh, thank you, UFO. I'm so glad to see you. M. Gray, hi. This is what I'm trying to do at work, to just move the people to allow me to get the updates done. There you go. Just to get the updates done, right? Listen, I don't know if it was the last video, maybe the one before that, but we talked about reporting, you know, and doing all the reporting, you know, you got an 8-hour job, 6 hours, you're fixing slides and you know, making sure the bar graphs are right and all that, you know. But that was that video. Okay, so that was marketing and sales. Okay, now let's go to the other two. Sorry, y'all, I'm right on here. Now this one might surprise you a little bit. That, and I gotta do this for the people who are looking at the replay. Okay, here we go. Content creation. Now that only means you're actually making something, okay? You're not just following SOPs and policies and, you know, all that stuff. You're coming up with ideas to make stuff better in the organization. If you know SharePoint, many people use SharePoint out there, okay? But it's like the bare damn minimum, you know? But if you know, even if you aren't hired for it, you know a way to create a process or a workflow that makes life better for people in some kind of way, that is a valuable skill. That is really, people will remember that. They're gonna know who you are, okay? I'm telling you, I am telling you, okay? That is an amazing, valuable skill to be able to create content. Hey, Kareem. So being able to technically write and C-level, B-level executive writing is a tool on the tool belt. Absolutely, absolutely. And helping them understand, right? And speaking in business language, like we talked about that before, okay? Being able to present what you're doing in a way that they care about what you're doing, okay? So we were talking the other day about something, I don't know. And the person I was talking to was saying how, he wants people to know about, security, the firewalls, putting your firewalls up and all that stuff, And I'm thinking, don't know regular people can give a damn about firewalls? Like, what the hell is that anyway? Firewall for what? Like, what are you talking about? You know how they tell you to sell the sizzle and not the steak? Okay, what's a firewall gonna do? That's what we got to talk about. What is this security language you're talking about? What is that gonna do for me? How is that gonna help me look good in this organization? How is that going to get my name? What is it going to do about my strategy? Okay, I got a whole strategic plan up here. All right, which one of those objectives is this speaking to? Okay, can you tell me that? We have to be able to align the stuff we're talking about as well. All right, so content creation. Really getting out there and creating new reports, new ways to present information, okay? New scripts, right? To get information that people, there's no way in the world. You got millions of dollars of equipment in this organization and you hear counting shit, onesies and twosies. Like, seriously, you printing stuff on paper and like literally they're counting. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So y'all know I'm speaking from experience, right? Are you kidding? So we need that. We need people who can say, you know what, I have an idea. You know what? Why don't we try it this way? You know what? Let me write it this way. Let me present it this way. Let me visualize it like this instead of writing it, okay? Let us do it this way. Create some content, all right? Because I told you before in another thing, right? That is what's gonna get you the bag. Jeff Bezos is a content creator, okay? That's what he is. Think of all these people. Who that other dude with the spaceship over there? He's a content creator. He creates stuff, all right? Not hack stuff. He creates things for people to then hack. You understand? Content, I'm talking about creation here, all right? There was nothing there before. Now there's something there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I talk in risk, money, fines, not cybersecurity, but KPIs. That's the thing. Professor Black Ops, you need to do something on that because people need that. Like, I'm serious. They really do need that. They need to understand. Let me look at, I mean, some of them, I'm sure, don't even know, at least the ones I've worked with, don't even know what the objectives are in the strategic plan. Like, how are you working? And you have no idea what you're helping to move forward. You know, I mean, you could work, you could do that and have no idea what you're helping to move forward, you know, but why would you want to? Don't you want to know? Don't you want to know? Okay. I gave the example in another video. I was like, okay, let's say the KKK organization is recruiting. They need some SOC analysts. They pay real good. Okay. All you see is, you know, you think is, you know, Karen's cookies and cream or something. Okay. So you apply, you get a job, and here you go, helping move forward the mission of the KKK. Because you have no idea who the hell you're working for, what the hell they doing. All you know is you get a check every 2 weeks, okay? They pay for you to get your certs, and you go home and enjoy yourself while they out here burning crosses and shit, okay? You need to know who you're working for and what they're doing, and how what you're doing is helping them move forward, you know, their goals and mission and all that, all right? That's all I'm saying. It takes 10 minutes to find the organization strategic plan and look at the objectives and map them to what you're doing, all right? When I first got to where I was, that's the first thing I did, okay? And then I have my OneNote where I take notes every day for everything I do, and it's aligned with the strategy. I see where everything I'm doing fits into all of these objectives, okay? So let's do that. It's very simple. And it'll help you present better. It'll help you, you know, with their policies that they have, you know, for the change management process and, you know, hardware, software, all that stuff that they have going on, you know, that'll help you really understand what all that stuff is so you can do your job better, okay? Working in a vacuum, in a silo where nothing is happening except what you see, you know, here up to your blind spot, you know, that's who that's helping, you know? Yeah, you're taking money home, but if you're thinking long term, because what we're talking about, these skills that we're talking about, these are the skills that will get you to 6 and 7 figures. Okay, do you see what I'm talking about? That's this right here. Okay, you're not gonna get very far with just the technical. You're not. Okay, ask anybody. You're not. But are objections normally transparent like such? I tend to shy away from asking my high-ups questions that they feel should not be my knowledge. What would you say about a situation like that? So I asked the question. So I have a supervisor, and then I'm a contractor. I'm not, you know, in government anymore, but I'm with the contractor. So I have my supervisor, and, you know, he speaks directly to the program manager, but I will also go directly to the program manager, you know, and speak to the program manager. And if you got to follow protocol, you know, that's largely the thing. However, if you can get yourself together when it comes to these other, one of the last skills I'm gonna talk about, you can talk to anybody you want to. Not only can you talk to them, they're going to come to you. They're going to reach out to you. Your higher up is going to reach out to you. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Okay. It's all about your personality and how you approach people, and that you go to them with solutions. Okay. Always with solutions, always with other ideas. Have you considered this? I do that even stuff that ain't my business. Okay. I hear about it in a meeting. I'm just in the meeting. Okay. This is their project. It's their, their duties, but I have an idea. So I'll send an email and say, hey, have you guys considered this? Or I've researched this, and I found this, and I'll give them a link, and this seems like it may work in that situation. People look at you as a problem solver. Now I ain't got nothing to do with it. I had people, when I left my federal job, I was gone for like 4 months. This lady sent me something. I don't even work there no more. Okay. She sent it to me. She said, Cheryl, can you please look at this for me, and provide me some feedback on it. I mean, that's just the way it is. People see you as somebody to go to help them to, solve whatever their issues are. Okay. And they don't have to accept it, because you're not saying that for that reason. You're actually trying to genuinely be helpful. Okay. And people can sense that. Project management. Child, if y'all don't get some project management skills, I don't know who I'm talking to, but you need to get some project management skills. Okay. Why in the world? I went to this, part of this meeting. We're talking about, y'all know how much this stuff costs, right? Why am I going to a meeting, all these high level people, and they have to ask me, well, what's the plan, to get from A to B? Oh, we got to go back and talk about that. You got to what? you got to, talk about what? Who? I said, you got to be kidding me. I couldn't believe it. I could not. I was like, how much are they getting paid? I mean, the project management skills are just retarded. They are, I mean, I can't believe it. I really can't believe, and I can't believe that that's not required, in the, along with your DOD certs. Okay. I need to see some project management. I mean, come on now. Everything you do, unless you're doing some operational stuff that just happens every day. But I promise you, something you're doing is a project, and it needs to be managed as such. Okay. And you ain't got to get no PMP. Ain't nobody talking about all that. Okay. You do not have to get a PMP if your job doesn't require it, but you do need project management skill. All right. Y'all got to get that, because I'm telling you, it's going to make your life easier. It's going to make your life easier. It's going to make you stand out. I had to actually tell somebody, first of all, before we give this to the CISO, okay, tell these people to put in their milestones to make sure this thing doesn't slip again, okay, because this is the second authorization, okay? Well, how do we know this, whatever happened the first time ain't going to happen this time? That stuff needs to be in a project management plan with contingencies and all that stuff, but for some reason, we're just not taking the time to do that. And when you don't take the time to do that, you waste a lot of time. You waste time. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. Ciao. More people pass PMP, the Security Plus, or CISSP. Kareem, I knew people when I was in the federal government who got their PMP. They could barely tell you what PMP stood for, much less actually do the process, okay, or use any of the tools or any of that, okay? They were just excellent test takers. And in addition to that, the government didn't ask for it. They didn't ask for you to do a project. They like, get this done, and let me know what's going on. any project I did, you know, and doing the bi-weekly, the weekly, the meeting with the team and giving them their assignments and all that, that was because I wanted to do it. I was trying to practice my project management skills. I mean, my executive could have cared less, you know, really could have cared. Now, that was good and bad, you know, because he trusted me to get the thing done, you know. However, you know, some investment in an actual project management process would just make so many things easier. And I have Prince 2. I don't do PMP stuff. I use Prince 2, which is easier, and I love it. It's a whole methodology. So so that's the cert that I have. But like, again, you don't have to get a cert, but you do need these skills. All right. PMPs get paid. They make me so mad. Yeah, they get paid. They get paid for the cert. But the thing is, right, it's like diversity and inclusion. Okay. When you go in, if you know your company sets up a diversity and inclusion program and you hire a diversity and inclusion person, they're like, oh, okay, we good now. The diversity and inclusion person here, you know, we ain't got to do anything, you know, which is ridiculous. That's nuts, right? They feel the same way about the PMP. Oh, the project management here? Okay, y'all, they here. We don't have to do nothing. No, project management includes everybody. Everybody has a role. What you mean you ain't got to do nothing? Same with diversity and inclusion, okay? Just because that person got hired don't mean you go around calling people ins and stuff. No. You can't do that. Everybody has to participate, okay, to make this thing work. Okay, what are the next two? We got three more fun ones, okay? Again, I am going to write them down so I can have them here up on the screen. And they are, we talked about this one a little bit. I'm going to put all three of them here. I don't have to type again. And there we go. Problem solving, public relations, teaching and influencing. And again, I'm talking about skills that will get you into 6 and 7 figures, okay? Now, we already know. And listen, let me tell you something a lot of people don't know about problem solving. Problem solving is not always about solving the problem, okay? Because in reality, you'll never solve the like whatever. It's almost like vulnerabilities, right? The second you plug something up here, you've just created another vulnerability somewhere else, you know? Problem solving is the same way, okay? So what we a lot of times need to also do, other than trying to solve the problem, is evolve it. Okay, there's still going to be a problem, all right? But it's an evolved problem, you know, like these women on Housewives. You know how they be arguing over, oh, I want to make the trip to the Bahamas this year. She made the trip last year. Okay, it's my turn. And they get in a whole thing about making the trip to the Bahamas. Okay, and who's going to do it and all that. That's an evolved problem. Okay, that's an evolved problem. The problem is still there. We still fighting. People still ain't. But you know what problem would you rather have? This one or that one? Okay. Now that takes some, you know, evaluative, critical type thinking. All right. So don't just think about solving the problem. Okay. This should be problem solving / evolving. Think about evolving the problem. Okay. Because when you evolve the problem, at the same time that you haven't even solved the other one, is just gone. Like there's nothing to, it's not there anymore. Okay. When you've evolved that problem, you understand what I'm saying? It's like with the evolution of phones, how phones have been evolving, right? Where when you think of the first phone, the first cell phone you had, you know, the problems that you had with that, like the minutes, you run out of minutes and, you know, don't be calling me on my, I got a little bit of minutes left. You remember that, right? So now, if the problem is with your I don't know what the hell, your Bluetooth or whatever, you know, that minutes, ain't nobody talking about no weekend minutes. Who's talking about that right now? You know, that's not a problem anymore. Okay. It's evolved. So let's think about that, not just problem solving, but let's also think about evolving the problem. Okay. All right. Now, the next one, public relations. So this is also another word for public relations, is propaganda. So Bernays, his last name was Bernays. I think his first name was Edwin Bernays, I believe. I talked about this in one of my videos, very briefly, one of my videos. I was talking about social engineering. He's called the father of public relations, okay? Go look him up, Bernays, Bernays, I believe. This man was brilliant. You hear me? Brilliant, okay? As far as propaganda. Before him, they called it propaganda. When Hitler was doing all that fuck shit over there, okay, they called it propaganda, okay? But him, because he knew that propaganda had a bad, you know, it had a bad tint to it, a bad reputation, he said, let's not call it that no more. Let's call it public relations, okay? Child, this man influenced the American public to do so many things, all right? Which is why influencing. Now you want to influence for the good now, okay? We want to do it for the good, right? That's just what social engineers do, okay? The hackers that are really good at social engineering, they're doing public relations. You know, what they're doing is they're what do you call it? They are manipulating you in a way to make you think you are making the decision to do something, okay? Because you're not going to do it if somebody tells you to. Nobody, no social engineer out there is going to send you an email telling you directly, hey, listen, there's this thing in here, okay? I need to get this done. I'm trying to get into this network over here and I can't do it, okay? Because I need you to click on this link so I can get in here and do. Who gonna tell you that? These people ain't gonna tell you that. You know, what they do is they tell you a story. They make up a story. Think of advertising. Advertising is about stories. You know, before Bernays, it was more about, we're doing it in cybersecurity. We do our marketing the way they did it before this dude right here. They go right at it, okay? All right, they go directly at it. They say, drive this car because the car is fast. It has, it has wheels that grip the ground. The steering wheel can turns all the way around and all that. That's how they advertise before Bernays. And that's what we do right now, cybersecurity people, and it's crazy. No, don't nobody do that no more. When you see a car commercial, don't nobody talk about that damn car. You see beautiful women, sexy women, you see kids in the car, you see babies smiling, you see women going up and hugging their husbands who came back from the war and all that. Ain't nobody saying nothing about no damn car. Because they're telling a story in which the car is a major player. So it's saying, if you want to be happy, if you want to have safe children, okay, choosy moms, choose Jif, okay? If you want to be a good mother, you're going to buy this kind of pin. You know what I'm saying? That's public relations. That's what we need to be doing in the organizations, okay? Stop talking about damn firewalls and shit, okay? Tell them what it's going to do. But tell a story where the firewall is part of their whole happy experience, okay? We got to get better at that. Hey, I wanted to use social engineering to make some of the people at work restart their computer for updates. I want to make them fearful of what happens if their computer gets compromised. My trainer says I have to be careful and do things professionally. They said I can come up with a plan and present it. That's great. Okay, is this a bad thing to do? I thought about showing them a video of exploits and show them their downtime and how their customers might view them badly. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. And M. Gray, you can use sugar as well. Okay, not just how their customers are going to view them badly, but what can happen so that their customers love them. You know, they view them as the most amazing, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Think about those insurance commercials. You know, the way they do insurance commercials. They're funny. They're, you know, they're very much, I'm here. You know, when you need me, I'm here. Like, I'm here to do this for you. Okay. If something happens, like, I'm right here. Okay. You can trust me to be here, to be this, to do that for you, to give you this freedom, to be able to work well, to be able to work safely. Okay. To work without interruption, you know? So do it both ways, the vinegar and the sugar, okay? Because it's not all the time about fear, about making people, you know, about, you know, changing behavior through fear. People are more likely to not just change, but sustain that change if it's intrinsic, if they feel like they're doing it on their own and they're benefiting, you know, positively from it. So, and me and Professor Blackops were talking about this at some point too, right? If we can talk about how is security actually helping you get higher customer ratings, okay? How is security actually helping your salary, you know, giving you more potential for a higher salary, you know? Let's have those kinds of conversations too, okay? Because that stuff, I mean, it will work for me. I will respond, and I've been trying to do this with the posters that we have too, because all this fearful, stop clicking on link, you know, I'm sick of that shit. So it's like, okay, what is, and you know, as a human person, okay, we just respond better, okay? When somebody, think about all the products you buy. What do you buy right now because you've been, you know, what do you call it? Because fear got told you to buy it, okay? What about your cell phone? Did fear compel you to buy your cell phone? Did fear compel you to buy your car, your TV? Think about what compelled you to buy the last 4 or 5 things you bought, okay? What feeling, what emotion, what expectation, okay? Now translate that over to what you're trying to sell the leaders and employees at the organization. Okay, how can you get them to feel that? Okay, with what you're selling. Right. That's a good conversation, you know, to have with your team, you know, just to get your, you know, get those neurons popping in a different direction than they normally do in cybersecurity. Okay. You ever notice that a random email can make people download a malware that costs millions but won't download an actual patch? Great, yes. All right, so the last one, teaching and influencing. Okay, we all know about various influencers. Influencer marketing is now a thing. Okay, you have companies, you know, makeup companies, Pepsi, Coke, all these companies going to damn Instagram and YouTube looking for people to sell their products. Why? Because these people are influencers, okay? And Bernays was the one who popularized that too, okay? He found that if I can get the person up here, the person at the top, to endorse what I'm doing, it's like dominoes. It's a domino effect. Get Beyonce to endorse some stuff. See how much the company makes, okay? That's what that is. All right, that ability to who are you influencing at work? Who can you influence at work? Who is doing things, saying things, asking questions, you know, because they're looking at you, right? Who is that? Who are those groups? And if you can't think of nobody, then let's get our influence. let's you know, stretch those influencer muscles there, okay? Let's do that, all right? Because that's very important. I mean, if you can be, child, we were talking about, if you get people to trust you that much, okay, you don't need no money. Trust, now that's what money is, right? Money is a representation of trust, okay? I ain't gotta trust you if you got money, okay? But if you have people's trust, just think about it, like the highest people in the world, if you have their trust, you ain't gotta pay for shit. You know, that's your currency right there. Get people to trust you. Okay, let me get to this next part, y'all. Now I'm gonna show you, I am going to show you first. I've been here. I love this website, y'all. I think it's like the best kept secret on the internet. Okay, I don't know how many people visit it, but I never hear anybody talking about it, and it's a damn shame because this is an amazing website. All right, so let me share it with you. Career One Stop. It's a partnership between the Department of Labor and what is that? American Job Center. Yeah, I just knew DOL. So when I was still in government, they were making this site and the lady from Department of Labor was presenting it and all that. And I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. It's done. It's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, it's so good. So here is where you go to assess your skills. They have all kinds of assessments on here. So where you're going to go, there's a lot of stuff on here. They'll show you, if you're going to be a dog walker as your career, this website will show you what skills you need, what kind of certs you need to be a dog walker, how much they cost, where you can get it for free, all that. Career One Stop. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. But you're going to go here to explore careers and you're going to go to assessments. All right. They have an interest assessment, skills assessment, work values. So go ahead and go to skills assessment. And these are assessment questions. And I love the way they're written. Okay. They don't say, do you have skill in project management? No. They ask you like, sub questions to get to whether or not you have those skills, like, can you build a cabinet? Or to what capacity can you build a cabinet? Actually, let me just click on it so y'all can see what the hell I'm talking about. And they do technical and soft. Okay, so look at this. They have a whole proficiency level scale. Can y'all see that? Is that big enough? Let me see. I don't know what I did make that bigger. Maybe I can go here. That's a little bigger. Okay, so you see the proficiency levels from beginner to expert. So how much do you know about business planning and leadership? How much do you know about plant, animal, and cell functions? So it's getting the whole continuum. And let me tell you something, okay? These biology, chemistry, building and construction, those kinds of things are actually 100% relevant to whatever you're doing. I promise, okay? A lot of the stuff that I come up with, I am remembering from things like my hypnosis class, okay? So y'all know I'm a licensed hypnotherapist. Many of the things I do, I draw on that information. I draw on those skills, okay? So don't leave anything out. Don't just look for the IT stuff, okay? Don't do that. Take the whole thing, okay, and value whatever your damn skill is, because I promise you, it will be relevant for what you're doing. It can absolutely 100% be relevant. All right. Okay, so this is the first thing you do. Go over here. If you haven't done this already, go to Skills Matcher, answer these questions, and it'll spit out to you based on what you answered, what your, it'll give you like your high, medium, and low, something like that. I took it a while ago, but it'll give you a good readout of what your skills are. Okay. Now, and plus you have your resume, you know, and you know what the hell your skills are too. All right. And they have IT stuff in here as well. All right. Now, the next site, I'm just going to keep it like this, is once you find out what that is, now you need to know, okay, how much are these skills worth? All right. This is one site you can go to, Glassdoor. So are you paid fairly? Know your worth. Glassdoor, you go here and plug in what your skills are, and Glassdoor will give you what you should be making, what you should be earning based on what you said. Okay. Now, you know, there's a lot of things that go into this, you know, the years that you've been doing it, the proficiency that you're at, all that stuff. Okay. But just use this as like a marker, okay, to help you get an idea of what your skills are. All right. And you can move from there. All right. Now there's another one, Glassdoor. This one is free. There's also this one. Okay. Payscale.com. And there's others too. Like LinkedIn has something. I think Monster has something. There's a lot of stuff out there. Oh, let me get this off the screen. So you can look at that as well. Okay. Pay is a powerful thing, gain insight. So you're going to price a job right here. And it'll do pretty much the same thing that Glassdoor does, okay? To tell you how much you should be making, okay? And how much, if you're not making it, you can be negotiating toward making. Now listen, I wonder if, so Dr. Phillips is, he's really good, okay? He does a lot for his team. He was able to get 2 of his team members a raise because they asked him, okay? They said, what the hell? Hold on, let me get myself back on the screen. All right, this damn mouse. They said, you know, can I get a raise? You know, is that something I could do? Because now he's like the what's his title? Cyber engineer. Like he's the head of the SOC and the IR team. Okay. So yeah, so he was like, okay, well, let me talk to the program manager, and he went to them, you know, how much do you want? And he said a higher thing, and they ended up giving like 2 of them. Okay. So you can negotiate, you can get more. Okay, if you do this thing, you're like, you know what? I'm doing a lot of work. I'm tolerating a lot of stuff. I'm putting up with a lot of crazy people. All right. I deserve to, and I'm doing amazing work. All right. I deserve more. You can do that. All right. And just do it. Okay. All they can say is no or yes. Okay. But a closed mouth don't get fed. Okay, open your mouth and say something. Okay, go ahead and ask for the raise. They got the money. Okay, I told you at the beginning, my position was $225 an hour. Okay, which is not what I was getting. They got it. Okay, they got it, and you're worth it. Okay, which was another. So let me tell you two of the like major public relations type things. Okay. And I love public relations. Like I really do. I love that whole area because it's so interesting, you know, how we can just get people to do things and think they're doing it. Okay. So I could ask you right now, think of the last car you bought. You know, why did you buy that car? You know, why'd you buy that one? You know, or think of the last computer you bought, or think of the girl you're dating right now. You know, why her and not the other one? You know, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's just there's a lot of decisions we make that we feel like we are actually making the decision when now sis, you're not. Somebody done manipulated you to make that decision. Okay. But 2 of the ones, right? So one of them is called, now there's this book called Made to Stick by Chip and Dan Heath. It's an amazing book. Okay, it's about marketing. It's so good. Get the audio, okay, if you don't like to read, and just listen to it when you're brushing your teeth in the morning or something. I'm telling you, that book is going to help you exponentially when it comes to your reporting and all that stuff you do at work. Okay, it's called Made to Stick by Chip and Dan Heath. Oh, so in that one, they talk about one of the major advertisements of the day, and y'all probably remember this. I was born in the 70s, so those of you born like, back then, I think this was out in like the 80s or 90s, whatever. It was for hair color. And the phrase that got women to buy this thing, this hair color, it just blew up. Okay, these people became like millionaires overnight for this one phrase for the hair color. Do y'all know what it is? Y'all know the most famous phrase to sell a product, okay, back then, right? The phrase was, because you're worth it. Y'all remember that? Because you're worth it. Now it's not, I'm not just buying hair color now, okay? Because you're worth it. I'm not just buying hair color. I'm buying a sense of identity. I am buying a sense of value. Now it's a movement, because you're worth it, okay? That's why you're going to buy it. That's why you're going to spend this much money for some damn hair color, because you're worth it. That's why, child, I'm telling you. Now, the other one, okay, Bernays, what he did, he got women to start smoking, and not just smoking in public. Women weren't supposed to smoke back then. What was it, the 40s or 50s or something? First of all, women weren't supposed to smoke. And second of all, you damn sure didn't do it in public, okay? Like, that's just not what women do. Not upstanding women, okay? Women, streetwalkers might do that kind of thing, but a woman with kids and a husband and all that, no. We ain't doing all that. The way he got these women, conservative women, to start smoking and smoking in public. First of all, he not one time, I think he worked with Lucky Strike. That was the cigarette company that hired him to do their marketing. And you will not find one advertisement with the word cigarette in it. Not one. Not one. But the sales of cigarettes went up. It was crazy. What he called them, they weren't cigarettes, okay? They were torches of freedom. They were to represent a woman's independence and ability to be on her own and do her own thing and not have to depend on a man. They were torches of freedom, okay? So, you see how influential words will get you. They will. I'm telling you. Y'all look into that marketing and sales. I'm telling you, child, it'll make your life easier. It'll put you out there. I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I'm going to put the link to Career One Stop and to those other sites. I'm going to put it, when I close this down, in the description and all that stuff, so y'all can see it. All right. So these skills. Let me go over these skills now. Again, these are not just skills just to have some damn skills, right? We're thinking big here. Okay, we're thinking 6 and 7 figures. All right. We are thinking angel investors. Think of yourself as an entrepreneur, all right? And you can have a whole angel investor looking at you, trying to decide, am I going to invest in what this person is given? What are you giving, okay? What kind of potential does it have for the future? Let's start thinking like that, and let's stop thinking about these onesies and twosies jobs, get job. The jobs, yeah, that'll be there. But let's go beyond that. Okay, let's take that leap beyond that. Hi, Charles B. Okay, so let's go beyond that. Now let me go over these skills again. Content creation. Okay, whether that's software development, you're developing, books, SOPs, processes, workflows. all, you know, different ways to do things, all of that, okay? Any kind of content development, all right? Marketing and sales. Remember, marketing is pull. We're trying to pull people in, okay? Sales is more like push, okay? I'm coming to you. I want you to, you know, to do this thing, all right? It's like, you know, the cigarettes there. Problem solving / evolving. Remember that. Don't just think about problem solving. Think about evolving the problem. What's the more evolved problem we can have here? Okay, let's think in terms of that too. Okay, public relations. All right, or propaganda, but for good. Okay, we need to, let's incorporate some public relations in our reporting, public relations in our briefings, public relations in our meetings, the conversations that we're having with people. Now, this isn't about buttering people up and lying and all that, you know, we ain't talking about all that, all right? However, you will need to, like, the words you use, like we just talked about for the advertising, look up Orwellian language. Orwellian language. Republicans are experts at Orwellian language, okay? Orwellian. Okay, you know George Orwell, he wrote Animal Farm. Orwellian language, look that up. What did I say? Did I say public relations? Yes, and teaching and influencing, okay? And you can teach without trying to teach, you know, you just be talking, all right, and people just learning, okay? That's not even your intent, you know, you're just sharing information or something, okay? And people are just soaking it up. All right, and also influencing, right? You're actually influencing people to act, to do something, okay? And especially if we're trying to get rid of all this click behavior, all right? How can we influence that? How can we influence that, okay? Instead of, you know, other than the boogeyman is going to get you type thing, all right? What else can we do regarding that? Okay. Ooh. I've been on here for about an hour. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're not a member or if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe because I'd love to see you back here. As a consultant, you have to market yourself as the SME and an expert. Your company wants you to bring more work to them just by your skills and presence. There you go, Professor Black Ops. You hit the nail right on the head, of course, okay? Thank you, Charles. Thank you for being here. Hi, Maddox. Hi, how are you? I'm so glad to see you here. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. And I'm going to be back. I'm trying to get on a schedule. Keep it techie is inspiring me. Okay, to get my ass up and do at least one video a week. Okay, you too, Professor Black Ops. Every time I turn around, you got a new video up. Okay, I ain't got enough hours in the day. I got to catch up on your videos. Okay, so you guys are inspiring me to do more because I got a lot to say. Y'all know I talk a lot. I be on LinkedIn just talking about all kind of stuff. Okay. So I just need to come on here and do that. Again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you back here very soon. Oh, hi, Wicked Kitty. Is that how you say that? Thanks for being here. All right, y'all have a good night. Bye.